Yeah. Oh. Ninjas. Hey everybody, today we are talking about ninjas and how super underutilized they are in D&D, and today we're going to make you absolutely love them. 100%. So, to run ninjas in your game and have it be awesome, there's a lot of points we organized here to set up here. A lot of them are going to be things you could use with any encounter, but we'll tell you specifically how to use them with ninjas to make it awesome. The first one is going to be using the environment. Again, something you could use with any encounter you plan. You should be taking into consideration the environment, but ninjas are going to be masters of stealth and deception. They're going to be straight up professionals at using their environment to be awesome ninja-y, you know? So for example, they are going to be able to use their environment for distractions. They might intentionally set up something to lure the players into traps. Or maybe just intentionally set up something that they can ambush the players in like a narrow hallway and bottleneck the players. You know, use the tactics that the players normally use against your enemies. Ninjas know what they're doing.
Exactly. They're masters of espionage, so they'll be able to use some information against your party. Like, that's their environment as well. So, like, the fact that, I don't know, this dude is super weak to fire, thunder, or like necrotic damage, the ninja would probably know and be able to use that against them.
Yes, another thing the ninjas do, they collect info. So you might want to incorporate that in your game too.
So obviously you're going to come to combat with the ninja, and in general, you can just give him a special weapon, magic item of some kind that can give it some flair or ninja-like flavor. A lot of shadow magic or even something that makes him disappear is very helpful. But if you don't want to give them a magic item, especially something that your party can use against you later, then maybe you should make their skills just otherworldly. Like, this is a ninja that actually can jump 30 feet for, like, the fact that he's been training for his entire life, you know? Or he can do the 1-inch punch through the doorknob and, like, undo the door, you know? Something that's crazy that, like, shows that this guy is about his stuff and he's the best ninja that he can.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea. At the very least, you could make your ninjas actually maxed out in dexterity. You know, that just makes sense. Everything related to dexterity and D&D at least, like stealth, sleight of hand, all that stuff. Ninjas are just super rogues, really, you know? So
Exactly.
on top of that, the classic ninja is known for a lot of their awesome gadgets, or skills, I guess, but they're all kind of in the same vein of things as far as like building utility to your ninja enemies. They're going to have things like smoke bombs. They can be throwing out caltrops. They might even have something awesome like grappling hooks, and you can flavor like a misty step to be used with grappling hooks or something cool like that.
Right. The ninja tool belt is crazy. They're almost the, like, feudal age Batman in a way. So, like, you would see them doing the, like, bamboo sticks to breathe underwater to hide, or you could just draw experience from Naruto and several of their other ninja tools available.
And of course, if you're going to have any encounter, you could always think about having this encounter be kind of a multi-stage setup. The first thing that comes to mind for me when it comes to ninjas is they're going to be hard to catch, very agile, and easy to hide. So I'm thinking a chase scene that could easily go across rooftops, where your players have to make checks every rooftop they jump, but the ninjas just flawlessly backflipping between roofs and all that stuff. Or maybe your players are having to chase the ninja through a dungeon or something like that, and every corner they turn, they have to make some sort of check or skill challenge to even see if they can find the ninja.
That would be really crazy. And plus, if it's like a really handy ninja, like, let's say it's a ninja artificer or something, it can, like, throw out a trap at every corner. Be like, here's a mini turret, here's the acid pit, and here's the spider web that you can't see until you're in it.
Yes.
It could be totally cool, especially if that ninja was just trying to annoy you. That would be hilarious.
Yes, it really could be like every corner your players turn, you're like, okay, now make a perception check, everyone. And the first person that does bad is like, you just didn't notice that there was a giant oil slick under you, so you just slipped and miffed it. Now you're at the back of the line.
Right. What's all these marbles on the floor?
Right, exactly.
And so after combat's done, generally, if you didn't want to kill them off immediately, you could give it a little bit of a twist. Maybe the ninja was hired by an organization to kill a member of your party, or perhaps the ninja happens to know a member of your party through some nefarious means of their background tying in.
Yes, I could definitely see that whoever the rogue is at your table somehow knows this ninja. There's like the whole rogue backstory feature thing or class feature where they're like, they're part of the, like they know, what is it? It's like,
They have like criminal ties,
Yes.
criminal organization ties where like they can go to a town more or less and like they know someone to like sell
Yes.
the black market to or something like that.
exactly.
It's like a background.
It is a background. That's not what it's literally, it's like the criminal background. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
There's just so many rogues that end up taking that background, and I was putting them together. So it would definitely make sense that your rogue might know this assassin ninja person, and that'd be an interesting backstory plot hook to help flesh out a character's fantasy of their character.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't want your ninjas to be like taking place in feudal Japan or anything like that, just call it an assassin.
Yeah, for sure. Assassin's Creed, they're all just ninjas. That's why they wear the hood and everything else. Another interesting idea, if you wanted to keep this ninja around and maybe build them into more of a main NPC, you could definitely make the ninja, maybe when they're defeated, instead of just dying, they have a thing specifically where when they hit 0 HP, there's just a puff of smoke and they vanish. And maybe this ninja will come back as a recurring character, and maybe they could at some point side with the players for some reason, or turn into the BBEG at the end. Because you don't even know who they are. They're a ninja, It could be the king of the region that's trying to take over the place or something. So that'd be an interesting way to keep this ninja in the game.
Yeah, definitely. If they had a backstory, a name, or a reason to be there, now they continue to be there, like they need to fulfill that contract or something to the effect that makes them relevant to the story, make them a recurring character. So after the combat encounter is done, there could be a chance that maybe this is a nicer guy, or perhaps it's a sympathetic type of person that you're going to be getting the backstory of. Like this ninja could have been forced into this situation because he was kidnapped as a child and forced into like a slavery type encampment that made him a soldier for this ninja enforcement. Or perhaps he's just trying to protect his family because he knows if he leaves this organization, they don't really have a chance.
Yes, that is a classic plot device that always turns out well.
Right.
But yeah, the fact is that because it's a ninja, at first your player might not know anything about its motivations, and as they find out, it might be an interesting plot device where they end up having a lot of the same interests in different ways, and maybe they could align and, become a friendly NPC that's helpful.
Definitely.
So there are a lot of ways you can bring the ninja into more of a larger plot for the game, but instead of maybe just this ninja character acting on their own, you could bring it into the plot in a larger way, like maybe they're working for a specific organization. Players find out that is very dangerous and they need to figure out more about this organization. At that point, you've got a whole other plot device where they have to investigate this underground organization of assassins, essentially, that are possibly wreaking havoc, taking out big names in like the open like political area around them or whatever else.
I mean, what is your party except a group of problem solvers? And you got to figure out who's causing the problems. And eventually your assassin group could be the solution to that answer.
Exactly.
Oftentimes you'll find that ninjas are never working alone. Once you take him down, there's a couple of answers that you may need to figure out afterwards. And it's time to go into that assassination organization. But to make your group of organized criminals more effective, maybe you could use a couple of these tips, like what's their motivation? Are they somebody who takes a job, any job, just to get a little bit of cash? Or are they like politically motivated or maybe even like religiously motivated? Do they worship a good or bad deity? Usually a bad deity if they're assassins. Just in general, what makes them tick? Why are they doing what they're doing? And usually money has something to do with it.
Yeah, that's going to be big because understanding this organization's motives will tremendously help you enact how they will act on the world. And of course, this organization has to have some sort of leadership, so you'll have to kind of think about who's going to be in charge of a group like this. Is it going to be a person that's just shadowy and you have no idea until you've already unraveled all of the intentions of the organization? Or is it going to be someone that is maybe right there in plain sight and the king of a large city, or maybe even a noticeable crime boss that everyone kind of knows is a crime boss, but is kind of untouchable? You could have any kind of leadership run this organization, and the members therein are going to probably act in accordance to how the leader is in one way or another.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you could end up being like Pablo Escobar, like where he's taking care of like the whole freaking country and everyone loves him. They would like die for him. Or maybe he's like that guy that's like kind of ruling with an iron fist.
You're fired.
Yeah. While we're talking about the people that are in this organization, you need to know how many people are in it, the members of the organization. So is it all ninjas? Is it just a league of ninjas? Or do you have kind of a more multifaceted organization? Is it like saboteurs, assassins? Do you have like frontman, bouncers, like a bunch of different kinds of people who like work hand in hand for that criminal organization? That usually helps to give it a little bit more flavor. Because if it's just a group of ninjas, it's kind of hard to find, make them personable, or even put a little bit of differentiation between them. You don't want to have 12 of the same ninja, or even 10 of the same ninja and 2 cool ones.
And of course, understanding the leadership and the type of members that are going to be in the group will help you to establish the types of methods that they employ as far as the way that they accomplish things through their organization. Are they going to be just classic ninjas that are assassins of the shadow, or are they going to use more upfront methods? Maybe there is a lot of diplomacy that happens and they have kings under their rule, or they go really upfront and almost are more of like a raiding party. If there's a village that they need to, for some reason, just kind of, they all just go in there and raid it like a bunch of Vikings. It really could be anything. Any methods that your group employs are going to depend largely on the things we've gone through so far.
True. And, you know, if for some reason the group is called like the prickly poisoners, they're probably not going to use clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Kyle. Yeah. Cat, all right.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's good. Rolling right into the next one. We've already covered methods and we've already covered their motives. And this is going to be pretty important when selecting their targets and what's going to happen to them. Is it a high profile target, or maybe like we mentioned earlier, is it just that random Joe Schmo that somebody happened to have $60 to get rid of? It could really be anything, and those targets are probably going to be your party or maybe even someone close to them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Seems pretty obvious to me that one of the ways your players could meet this organization is if your players themselves were a target, or at the very least, maybe an important NPC that the players know and like or have to protect is the target.
Absolutely.
But maybe the organization was just hired to bring a bunch of like weird political unrest, and they just start offing all of the regional rulers in the area, and that becomes a mystery your players have to figure out. So if none of this helped you, and you're like, man, I really wish they just gave me one to steal and use, here you go. The Order of the Crimson Blade. This is a cult of assassins who worship this mysterious deity of death. So they believe that killing is the highest form of worship to this deity, and they seek to spread their faith through acts of violence. Now, they've got a reason to be exactly the organization that they are. This will give you an idea of their methods they might use. They want to kill as much as they can, as efficiently as they can, while still being able to operate. So they might intentionally hide in the shadows like the traditional ninja, and their targets would be maybe anyone. Their target could be literally any person that they find that might be easy to miss or something like that. It'd be a gnarly group that your players would have to encounter, of course, and good luck to them.
Oh, definitely. So that was our ideas about ninjas, how you can use them or how you can make them better at your table. And don't forget, there's a lot more where that came from.
Something new and exciting too, by the way, if you've stuck around this far. We have some merch available now, so we'll put some links in the description so you can check that out. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, of course, leave a like, comment something else that you'd like us to make videos on, or something you thought was interesting in this. Yeah, anything like that.
Or maybe even name the next profession. We did bandits, we did ninjas. What do you want to see next?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do whatever you tell us, okay? But yeah, so thanks again. Please do subscribe if you haven't. And if you feel like it, I feel like people don't have to say that, but apparently it works. So subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you guys later.
Later, everybody.